Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health Radio and TV. I'm your host, Sara Banta. I'm a health coach, natural supplement expert, and a busy mom of 3. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you are notified every week of my new podcast on Mondays and Tuesdays. And if you haven't already, join my free group coaching on Telegram with the link below. There's no downside. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health, and you will be a part of a like-minded group to support you on your health journey, in addition to truly taking control of your health. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Lifewave stem cell activation patches. And part of that is to reverse aging, right? Well, the goal in general with health is to reverse insulin resistance, reduce toxicity, improve mitochondrial health, and increase energy at the cellular level. All of these things are tied to reverse aging and eliminating all chronic disease. So before we get to the patches, I wanted to just talk about a couple supplements that are key and going to actually enhance your results with the patches. And number one, super excited, and David Schmidt actually inspired me to come out with this, accelerated scalar copper. Most people who have anemia, it's not about iron, it's about copper. Copper is the key that opens the door to let the iron get to where it needs to go. Copper is needed for anemia, fatigue, skin, collagen, eye and hair color, brain function, connective tissue, and more. And the copper helps all of the stem cell patches work more efficiently. Most copper supplements only have 5% absorption. Accelerated scalar copper has 99% absorption, and it's the only nano scalar copper solution treated with water implosion technology and enhanced with scalar frequencies to enhance the absorption and increase its efficacy. Next is the accelerated keto. Why is this important? This flips you into fat burning mode within 30 minutes, and your body taps into its own fat stores for energy right away. You feel great physically and mentally, and you feel like, okay, now I can do this. And what's so great is when you're using the patches, it's going to actually accelerate the anti-aging, or actually reverse aging. When the body's running on the ketones with the accelerated keto, combine that with intermittent fasting, a low-carb diet, that ATP production increases significantly in the mitochondria, and energy increases. And furthermore, there are additional ingredients in accelerated keto that break down saturated fats into unsaturated fats. These unsaturated fats are easier for the body to utilize and easier for the body to convert into ketones. So why is that important? When you're fasting and when you're using the patches that also increase ATP, the body fat is more readily available to burn for energy, which increases ketones and autophagy even more. Autophagy is that cleanup mechanism in your body, and because of this property, accelerated keto is able to defat the liver. Now, I love my liver, you know that, and we have to do liver cleanses at least 3 to 4 times a year with the amount of environmental toxins we are being bombarded with. But on a daily basis, that accelerated keto is helping defat the liver. And the more your liver is defatted and unclogged, it's easier for the liver to function, including breaking down those fat molecules and also increasing mitochondrial biogenesis. And the liver is also known, or is where the thyroid hormone converts T4 to T3. As the liver functions better, your thyroid works better, increased metabolism, mitochondrial function, and energy. It also has HMB in it. And what people don't know is that HMB actually prevents muscle wasting. And when we get older, over the age of 40, it is really hard to keep that muscle mass on. So that HMB helps do that. Next, the acceleradine. David Schmidt talks about the importance of iodine in general health, but also to enhance the ability for the patches to work. Iodine is needed in all tissues and helps increase ATP by 18 times. That is true cellular energy, and it's needed for brain function, physical performance, wound healing, fat burning, and healthy apoptosis, which is the destruction of diseased and cancer cells. Most everybody nowadays has a suboptimal thyroid from COVID, from the spike protein, from the toxins, and acceleradine is helping reverse the damage done to the DNA by the mRNA and the spike protein. Also, with ATP increasing, energy and fat oxidation increase, and it helps improve the metabolism and your physical energy. Acceleradine is the only monoatomic iodine that feeds cells directly. Most other iodines have to be broken down by the body to be used. And that is very difficult. If you have a suboptimal thyroid and very low energy in the body, you're asking a lot of your body to break apart that iodine supplement to use that iodine. So that's where acceleradine is different. It's 100% bioavailable. Most others are toxic iodine and are only 10 to 20% absorbed. Acceleradine, like other accelerated health products, are further enhanced with these scalar frequencies to detox the cells from heavy metals, graphene oxide, and radiation. No other iodine incorporates those healing scalar frequencies. Next is the accelerated ancient salt. David also talks about the need for hydration at the cellular level for these patches to work. The accelerated ancient salt is 62 minerals. It's not just sodium. And it is essential to have that emulsifying salt and minerals, not only to stimulate digestion, but to hydrate the cells when you're fasting and when you're using these patches. It has a strongly negative charge that helps pull out those toxins, pull out those parasites, and help with those undigested fats. What I've noticed in the last 2 years, people who have had COVID have a difficult time breaking down proteins and fats. So you may feel nauseous after you eat a heavy or a fatty meal. The accelerated ancient salt is going to help break down those fats and also help with nausea. It helps rehydrate that cell. And we actually, Heather Hineker at Ascent has actually measured the phase angle of the cells and the hydration of the cells in the before and after with the accelerated ancient salt. It is amazing for that. And it's also amazing just to put on your food because it tastes so good. Now he came out, and I am on personally day 4 of accelerated thyroid. I've been taking the old formula that we kept improving, but I'm finally taking the perfected formula of accelerated thyroid, and I feel awesome. This formula, I truly have spent thousands of dollars on individual ingredients to support my thyroid. This is why we created the formula. It includes 2 natural thyroid formulas to synergize their effectiveness, as well as to save you money from having to purchase 2 separate formulas. But then we added additional ingredients to enhance not just the thyroid health, but overall physical and mental health. And on top of it, it's scalar enhanced. Accelerated thyroid has been energetically enhanced, with our proprietary scalar field technology to embed specific healing patterns, including enhancing just the general health of the thyroid, neutralizing toxins found in the thyroid, such as chlorine, fluoride, mercury, and other metals, and neutralizing radiation and nuclear fallout. The accelerated thyroid with the acceleradine, my goodness, your thyroid is going to detox and start working finally, and the energy is going to come back. My hope is that this will help you lose the weight that won't budge, give you that energy, bring your hair back, and boost your immunity, and possibly get off of your thyroid medications. Coming soon is Cogniblast. It's a cutting-edge natural brain enhancement product that increases mental focus, energy, and memory. It also increases ATP production, increases learning speed, decreases anxiety, and improves motivation. It is also helping to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. So unlike a lot of these smart drugs or prescriptions where you feel great just for that day, or Adderall, or all of these drugs that people are taking for attention and memory, they have side effects. The Cogniblast is actually improving short-term and long-term your brain health. I give more tips and tools through my free group coaching. You can join with the link below on Telegram or email me through the website sarabantahealth.com. The difference between me and any other group coaching is I provide the most cutting-edge frequency enhanced supplements that work synergistically with each other, and your body doesn't experience those flu-like symptoms. You truly do feel great day one. Leave a comment below if you're interested, or check it out on the website sarabantahealth.com. Now to the good stuff. Savvy Vargas he specializes in detoxification using diet, herbs, minerals, enzymes, and light frequency patches. Savvy, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Wow, Sara, are you sure that you need me to help you on this show?
I absolutely do, because the patches, I wear them every day, day and night, and I know they're enhancing everything that I just went over. And I'm not a person that says you just have one answer, one pill. It is diet, exercise, sleep, patches, and the supplements, all of it, right?
All of it. Even David says that.
Exactly. And I'm really excited to have you on, because I know you can help me dive into all of the patches, and especially the new aromatherapy. And because of the excitement around that, I would love to hear you talk about the shine and the dream. And I just want to give my feedback, as I've been on it maybe for I think that since Thanksgiving, I've been using the sprays, and it's great too, because my kids, my husband, they're like, oh, I can spray myself, no problem. My kids don't want to wear the patches where their friends are going to see them, right? So doing a spray, that's super easy. Well, Shine, I've noticed a boost in my energy during my workouts. And I also can feel testosterone in my body. I know when I'm low, I know when I'm high. And just in the last couple of days, I've noticed my testosterone going up. And for you women out there, we're not going to turn into men. Women actually have more testosterone than estrogen. We just don't have as much as men do. And so it's not talked about. We need our testosterone. So what do you know, and what can you tell us about Shine?
Well, I got my Shine at the convention, and I've been using it, but not religiously, but I have been using it. But very interesting. There's a naturopath friend of mine here in Idaho who at his clinic, he has a guy down there now that does this under the skin implant for testosterone for men and for women too. And it's like pellets that slowly dissolve over like 8 months. And talking to these guys, and anybody I've ever talked to about testosterone replacement, any hormone replacement for that matter, it's like you got to be careful with that, because once you get on that, your glands can atrophy, and it's like you're stuck on this treadmill of having to do it. And so, and talking with Dr. Paul down there, I was like, I just don't know if I want to go that route yet. I'm into herbs and essential oils. Well, the spray comes out, and it's built with what? Frequency water, structured water for way higher absorption rates, and herbs and oils. And so I'm like, well, just in the nick of time, this spray comes out. Well, you know, in our world, as you know, our hormones are under attack. We got the pesticide, herbicide, fungicide, plastics, radiation pollution, all this stuff that we talk about, we're under attack with our hormones. So to have a spray with structured water, with oils in a synergy, herbs in a synergy, that I spray on my skin and then breathe it in, 6, 7 good breaths in, I'm getting it through the olfactory system, plus transdermal through the skin into the blood. So I have these two routes to get it in. And for me, I have also noticed, because keeping in mind, at 64 years old, technically I should be down 64% in my testosterone, right?
Right.
And today, prior to you and I doing this, I did go to the gym, and I did spray myself this morning. And yes, I do have on Carnosine pads as well. But between the two, energy stamina wise for me, strength too, I can flat out notice it. I actually, to be honest, I notice it libido wise as well, to be honest, right? And
Yep.
so, I just do, and so that is part of it. And because if you listen to particular guys out there, like I'll just use David Wolf as an example. David Wolf will be a guy that'll talk about that your sex hormones are also your health hormones. And so as goes the sex hormones, as can go the health. So this spray for me is in the nick of time.
I agree. And what you just said about libido, your drive in the bedroom, your drive in work, your drive at the gym, it's all that motivation, right? And my friend Amy Horniman will call it the get shit done hormone. So without it, you just don't feel good. And right now, the other thing that we've noticed in the last 2 years is SHBG has skyrocketed. And what that hormone is, sex hormone binding globulin. It takes all of the testosterone that you have in your body and it binds it up so it's not usable. So you could have testosterone at 800, but a usable testosterone at 23, depending on this. So anyways, shine. I've noticed a difference in all of those areas that you talked about. And then so let's take that's the daytime, right? We want our energy, our drive during the daytime, but at night, I would say more people than not are having trouble sleeping. So dream.
So when we talk about sleep, again, if you had to pick one most important thing for your health, people are used to say, well, oxygen. Well, okay, oxygen, water, but sleep, no rest, no repair. And I started thinking in terms of my mom. So my mom has forever struggled with sleep, right? So I gave her the dream spray for her. I'm guinea pigging my mom with it, right? But I can tell you that the sleep deprivation is an epidemic in our world. And I'm starting to wonder greatly if the radiation pollution isn't a big problem in this area too, because it's, we get the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, laptops, desktop, 5G, 4G. I mean, people are just swimming in it. So the dream spray, again, structured water, combination of herbs, combination of oils. Here we go again, right? And so let's see, what do you have in there? Is it lavender? We've got pine, jasmine, lavender, clary sage in a synergy, right? So it's not unlike herbs. You have an herb that does this by itself. This herb does this by itself. But the herbs together can create a whole different synergy. And that's the beauty of the plant kingdom out there. And so in the case of this particular spray, this is going to bring on that relaxation. And then hopefully you can get into the delta sleep, not just the REM sleep, but that delta sleep too, and actually repair tissue.
So a little feedback from me, night one, I did the spray, I laid down and my daughter came into my bed just to talk about the day. And I started dozing off and she finally, and of course, as a mom, you want to be as attentive as you can to your child when they're talking to you, right?
Yes.
And she finally goes, Mom, it's okay. I'm going to go now. You're sleeping. And I thought, oh my gosh, I fell asleep without even knowing. So it definitely put my body into this relaxation mode. And I was out. So I love the new sprays. I'm already believer, just in that short, literally 4 or 5 days, I can see a difference. Okay, we are going to definitely start with X39 as far as the patches go, because everyone should be starting with this. You can add on the other ones, but the X39 is the backbone for all of the anti-aging stem cell activation. So why don't we go into that one?
Well, just to show you how amazing X39 has been. The company was, going along at about $50 million a year as a company. But since this stem cell activation patch came along, this year, they're on target for like 450 million. That's how effective these have been. And so when you use the word stem cells, it's kind of a buzzword, stem cells, anti-aging, reverse aging as well. These are things that everybody is interested in. And you can't really effectively repair and regenerate tissue without your stem cell activation. And so again, as we age, like everything else, VO2 max, circulation, collagen production, it's like everything wants to go down with age, including your stem cell activation. And so what David has done here using light, our own light, the body's own light, is to figure out with this crystal matrix how to re-reflect your own light back into yourself to heal yourself. And now you go through science to get there. First, you elevate GHK, which is a tripeptide, 3 amino acids. That is intimately attracted to trace mineral copper, which you talked about earlier. And so now we have GHK copper peptides. That's step one. Then step two, that is epigenetic, and that it can regulate genes. About, say, 4,100 genes up or down, depending on you. It's like a tuning, like a piano tuning. Then you get into your stem cell activation. So what I find amazing is that if you get a stem cell injection, which is like $7,000, $10,000, etc., for one shot, not even your stem cells, foreign stem cells that may or may not work, a stem cell injection does not elevate GHK copper peptides and does not regulate 4,100 genomes. So again, like the spray, simple, easy to do. Even the kids will do it. The patch is so easy. If you can put on a Band-Aid, I've got you covered. And then watch the magic happen. Don't expect anything in a couple of hours or even 2 days. Just plan on it, maybe taking a while. You can get things quickly, like energy or sleep, right? But anything like bone on bone knees, at least we've got it going. And then, of course, we'll add other things like minerals. But the truth is that it doesn't get any easier. And we're talking about pluripotent stem cells, universal, can be any type of tissue. Hence, since I've been here for 32 months, name it. I mean, skin, hair, gray hair turning brown, bald heads growing hair, knees, backs, PTSD, anxiety, sleep, COPD, gut issues, name it. We've got podcasts galore on all this stuff. Well, we're talking about stem cells. That's what we have here.
Right. And you mentioned the stem cell injections. One thing you didn't mention was that you could be giving yourself the wrong stem cells, right? Where the patches are actually, because they're pluripotent, your body's smart enough to turn it into the stem cells that need to be for your body, what's most important. You might be taking them because you want to get rid of your wrinkles, but your body knows that it's got kidney issues that it needs to address before the hair and the skin and the fun stuff. So that's what I love about the X39. And then the X49, I won't go without this. As soon as I started putting on, my muscle mass went up and my energy went up.
Yeah, so the 49, that's interesting. I was able to interview David Schmidt over 2 years ago. And on that particular podcast, and this is way before the 49 came out, but on that podcast, I was sort of asking him questions that I wanted to know, in hopes that he could invent something along those lines. Well, I asked him about radiation pollution on that podcast, particularly 5G. If there was anything that we could do we could put on to Faraday cage ourselves, basically, and block that type of radiation. And he said, well, I'm going to make your day. I can't let you know exactly what I'm doing, but it looks like God did something with our skin that if I can figure this out, we're going to be able to block a radiation with something that looks like a Band-Aid. Well, long story short, it ended up being the 49. And so you talked about athletic performance. But let's talk about the fact that these particular amino acids activate with copper. These type of stem cells produce muscle mass, which is going to increase strength and endurance at any age, by the way, at any age, even if you're 88. And then, of course, bone density. What a problem that is in the world today. Everybody is so acidic that the body's pulling all the minerals out of their bones and dumping it into the blood just to try to keep them alkaline, right? And so we have bone density and we have muscle mass. And most importantly to me, we have radiation pollution protection. That is just epic. That's why I cannot go a day without wearing the 49.
I'm the same. And radiation, if my listeners know that I'm big in radiation detox and protection. So for that same reason, and some of these improvements aren't just for what the X49 is doing for your cardiovascular function and your muscle building, but also when your body has too much radiation in it, those things are going to be going in the wrong direction. So it's protecting you. So you're getting almost a double effect of all of these other benefits. And let's not forget about the hair growth. I know a lot of women, especially in the last couple of years, have lost a lot of hair from COVID and from, I'm assuming, an increase in radiation and just toxicity in general. And we're all seeing new hair growth and the hair coming back the original color. So that's another big benefit that I'm really excited about. Okay, so we've got glutathione, which, as we were talking about, you and I both are huge proponents of stronger immunities and detoxification. So let's talk about glutathione.
It's, as you said, and, after listening to you about your iodine, I mean, let's just place an order for me on that iodine as soon as we're done here. It's so true about iodine. Every single cell needs it, not just the thyroid. And radiation can be stored in your bones. And so in today's world of 88,000 and counting man-made chemicals, etc., you have to kind of live a detox lifestyle now. It's like every day now. You have to do this. You kind of like have to. Well, glutathione is the king, the superhero master antioxidant. And as you said earlier about some other supplement, I don't remember what it was now, maybe iodine, the absorption rate of oral, taking oral glutathione is just sucks. I mean, it's horrible. They'll brag if they can get up to 10%, even if it's lithospheric, so to have the patch and bypass things like the GI tract and still elevate it per David by 300%, which is astronomically high. It's almost dangerously high. So you would want to get with Sara on some kind of a binder, right? So if we start dumping all this stuff into the blood, we kind of want to have a binder to catch this stuff so it doesn't get recirculated, because glutathione will clean you out.
Yeah. And yes, I do have an accelerated cellular detox powder. It soaks up all those toxins and takes it out of you gently. The other thing that most people don't know is that sulfur or glutathione is sulfur based. and sulfur is supposedly good for the body. However, because of GMOs, because of our toxic food supply, and maybe your genetic code, a lot of us cannot break down sulfur, and it blocks our sulfur detoxification pathways. So here you are taking a glutathione supplement. It's not really working very well, but it's also backing up your detoxification pathways. With the patches, you are sideswiping that completely because your body is producing its own glutathione and it's not disrupting your pathways. So I wanted to mention that because here people are taking glutathione for detox and it's backfiring. And this is also really important with the increased amount of estrogen dominance in the population, because supplements like DIM and glutathione are used to detox from the estrogen, the bad estrogens, but those are actually backfiring and backing up your liver even more. So glutathione patch, I wear it every week. Okay, carnosine.
Carnosine, I'm wearing that right now. Anytime I work out, I wear the carnosine, but just like glutathione, which repairs telomeres, by the way, which it's kind of like the studies show, the more glutathione that you maintain, the longer you live. Okay, that's part of the telomere challenge on that. Carnosine works on telomeres too, but it's really, really good it's basically stored in your skeletal muscle. And so again, for athletic performance, strength, endurance, etc., carnosine is a big player in that. But it also works not just skeletal muscle, it works on cardiac muscle. And so now we're talking about our heart, and it boosts the mitochondria function of your heart, right? So think about that for circulation and athletic performance as well. But really the thing that I love about carnosine that's not talked about enough to me is the fact that it can go into the brain where there's glycation happening and break down this amyloid plaque.
Right.
So now we're talking about dementia, Alzheimer. We got a problem here because glycation is kind of like barbecue chicken. You've got complex protein and sugars mixing together, forming this nasty glue, gumming up our circuits in our brain. So for me, carnosine, that's the main driving force for me with carnosine. So for example, again, my mom, what do I have her using? Well, I have her using all of them, but carnosine for my mom, because she was worried a few years ago that she was starting to get a little dementia. My brother thought that actually. She's not. She's sharp as a tack. And I'm going to make sure of that with the carnosine patch and her diet.
Yep. My uncle is doing his best following my dietary protocols for him. He's got Parkinson's. He easily does the patches though, and he loves them. And he says that he's seen a reversal, and his wife is seeing a reversal. So super important. I use carnosine. It's in my family, Alzheimer's and dementia. And so I'm definitely going to be using that on a daily basis. Beth was asking, where can we find that supplement? Beth, all of the supplements that I talked about, you can find at sarabantahealth.com. And please join my free group coaching. There's no reason to not, and I teach on a daily basis. And Michael asked, what stem cells does the X49 activate?
Well, it's a different tripeptide. So it's specific to skeletal muscle and to bone density. And then somehow David figured out how to protect us from radiation pollution using it too. I don't know if they're specific stem cells. They're not universal. They're more specific to muscle, bone, brain.
Gotcha. Okay, we're going to talk about SP6, which does not get a lot of attention. So
it doesn't. So we have to stop calling the SP6 a weight loss patch. It's technically not a weight loss patch. It will regulate sugar metabolism for cravings. And as we talk about diet, even if you're a trainer, training people, 80% of it is going to still be diet and cravings. Well, the SP6 does regulate sugar metabolism, which is going to help with weight loss. But let me just read you what else it does here. And this is in 2 weeks, by the way. Physiological function of your liver, your pancreas, and your kidneys up 97%. How important are the kidneys, pancreas, and liver? Can't live without them really here. All right. Then on top of that, for Sara, 87% thyroid, gut, tissue, intestines, where absorption happens or should happen. Hypothalamus gland, which is a way king master up there as well. The center of addiction, by the way, which some people are addicted to what? Sugar, right? Alcohol, drugs, and 75% adrenal glands, neurotransmitters. Everybody's got weak and low adrenals. Everybody.
I have to admit right now, I'm going to be buying some because I've not tried it personally. But you just hit on a lot of things that I focus on: my adrenals, my kidneys, and yes, your blood sugar. That is going to affect your pancreas and your kidneys and the hypothalamus. All of these things, super important.
Super important. I mean, so I'm like, it's kind of my new favorite. And if I'm not mistaken, since all of our patches are kind of midline to right-sided, that's the recommendation for acupressure point placement. I believe the SP6 is one of the few can go on the left side. Just as a side tip.
Well, I would love feedback from those that have actually tried SP6. So if you're listening and you have, please definitely leave a comment below and let us know what you've noticed. Okay, Aeon. This is one of my favorites. I tried it. This was the second patch I tried, and I all of a sudden just felt like I could deal with stress in my life. I mean, I'm a mom of 3. I own my own business. I'm a wife, and I take those duties very seriously, and all of these things coming at me, and I felt like I can deal with this. I'm good.
You know, David Schmidt, even though we lead with the X39, it's his favorite patch too. And guess what? It's my favorite patch too. It's the one I will not miss ever, ever, because I'm already jacked up person to begin with. I'm already jacked up and bouncing off the walls. So Aeon patch for me, same as you. Chill, relax. Well, what does it do? It relaxes the autonomic nervous system. Everybody's got jacked up adrenal glands. So while we're healing the adrenal glands, right? Maybe we're using herbs for that and other things like minerals. We're taking the pressure off of them with Aeon, and it lowers inflammation, systemic head to toe, in case you've got fibromyalgia, rheumatoid, lupus, etc. While we're healing from that, we take down the inflammation and we relax the nervous system. Well, inflammation, stem cells are attracted to inflammation, but inflammation kills them.
Right.
So now we have a time-released patch, 12 hours every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, not one blast of a shot where you just killed half of them out of the gate from inflammation. Now we lower inflammation, then we put on the X39. They're a good team. Lower the inflammation, you lose less stem cells.
I love it.
You're better.
Do you prefer wearing it at night or during the day?
I've never worn it at night, but I'm considering doing that now. I usually only wear it during the day, and I like it behind the neck, to be honest, because the brain is right there, right? I'm just trying to try to bullseye that. I don't think technically it matters. I'll go below the navel too, but I'm thinking maybe about at night. But I will tell you this, and this is from a podcast testimonial. There was a gal out there, I think she's around 65, 67-ish, swimming laps every day. And she blew her shoulder out, like the rotator cuff, right? Which is very painful and very hard to heal, the rotator cuff. Instead of Icewave for pain, she put on an Aeon right on it, right? And her level 10 went to about a 7. Then she took a second Aeon, side by side, the kissing technique. She said, gone. Never came back. I'm like, okay. So it can kind of double like an Icewave in a way for faster relief from pain. Epic.
Right. I like it during night, and that's why I'm curious, and I'm interested in why you said that. So I wear it either on the back of my neck, but sometimes I'll put it on my forehead and put aloe vera on my chin and glutathione and carnosine for a facial, kind of like a facelift, essentially. Wow. Yeah. And I do see it's a lot of stimulation. I would not recommend doing the glutathione on your face at nighttime unless you are very clean and you do a lot of detoxing, because you may get a headache. But that was something that I've been playing around with. And I also then, I have a shoulder that's a little bit injured. It's more of a muscle tear. And I will be putting the Aeon there instead of my facial.
And try the kissing technique just for the fun of it. And now, what were the patches you do at night again? Aeon goes here.
Aloe vera on my chin, glutathione on the right, and carnosine on the left.
Wow, that's epic. Okay.
Yeah. So something to play around with. Okay, energy enhancer. This is my favorite. Yes, they're all my favorite. Energy enhancer. When I started wearing it, I literally remember like waking up going, oh, I have no energy. I work out in the morning. I'll wake up, do a little work, and then I go to work out. Within 20 minutes of putting the energy enhancer on, I feel my energy go up. I'm ready to go. I'm working out as hard as I did 20 years ago. Wow. And I talked about ATP with the accelerated keto, intermittent fasting, and the acceleradine. They all shoot up your ATP. So does the energy enhancer. We can't even measure the exponential ATP when you are combining all of these and eating a low carb, high wild animal protein. And I talk about wild animal protein because chicken, conventional beef, those have amyloid proteins, which you had talked about already with the carnosine patch. So that's where diet does matter, right? We want to stay away from the conventional meat. So energy enhancer.
That's David's first patch. That was kind of the genesis of Lifewave, his energy enhancer. And he made him specifically for the submarine sailors to get them off stimulants. So the Navy, he was contracted with the Navy, and they wanted a way to get these sailors who were underwater for 60 hours off stimulants, and he happened to come up with this system, kind of a polarity battery type system with the two patches. You cannot heal from anything without enough energy. And so your body has to produce that ATP, accelerated, just to play off your show. So accelerated ATP, you have to have enough energy to heal. So, okay, you're talking about energy. I can go to the gym and all that. But again, as people age, they start to get more and more tired. My sister-in-law just left the other day. She was here. Unfortunately, she's into the mainstream world with a bag of drugs and coffee to wake up. And, she's a bit of a mess that way. But what did I do? I gave her my energy enhancers, and she put them on the bottom of her feet, actually, which is one of the recommended spots. And she said, these things have changed my life.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to dig a little deeper on the science of that, because, again, we have to still go with our diet to have the raw materials, right? For any of the patches, for that matter. But even in the fact that she's on all these medications, it still boosted her energy. So that's a real plus for energy enhancer.
I love it. I wear them either on my wrist or on the bottom of my feet, but they also can help with digestion. You can put them on your stomach in different spots for constipation, liver flow, chi, essentially life force, right? Your life force or chi, it helps with that. A lot of women suffer from edema. It helps with that and circulation. So I love Energy Enhancer, and we have a little more time so we can hit Aloe Vera.
Aloe Vera, interesting. They kind of market it as like this skin patch, you know. Now, that said, X39 boosts GHK copper peptides, which boosts collagen massively. I'm sure much more than Aloe Vera does. But Aloe Vera is considered actually in many circles as the second most powerful patch. What I like about it is hormone regulation. Again, everybody needs that help. You know, it's called the endocrine system, right? I mean, they're all together. You've got the pineal, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, thalamus, you know, you get the thyroid, parathyroid, adrenals, you know, it's a system. And they're like governors. And so again, with the sprays. So if the sprays are to enhance X39 patch. So our hormones are intimately involved in how well our stem cells will actually get the job done. So Aloe Vera is another angle on hormones, right?
Yeah.
And I actually know a gal, and I don't know how popular this will be, but there's a gal in my group who was in pre-menopause, right? She didn't have her monthly cycle anymore. She wasn't having it. And in about 90 days on this patch, Aloe Vera, it came back.
Wow.
She got a menstrual cycle back. Now, whether she's happy about that or not, I don't know, but it just showed you that she kind of went backwards in age.
Right.
Like the reverse age thing on something that looks like a Band-Aid again, but that just showed you how much it went to work on her hormones. So in my thinking, she was in premenopause too early.
Yeah.
Probably had to do with toxicity.
Yeah. And the one thing about this patch that other people don't talk about is it helps with sleep. So if you put that on your forehead and you are doing the X39 and doing the Aeon, I think those three actually are more powerful than the Silent Nights patch for sleep. Silent Nights is great. I'm not saying that. But if someone is saying, I'm having trouble sleeping, first got to look at the diet and the blood sugar issues and the liver. But the Aloe Vera, the X39, and the Aeon really help with sleep.
That's great to know. And there you go. So now you're mixing and matching with patches.
Yeah.
And so it could become endless that way.
Well, I'm super excited. We got it all done, Savvy. I so appreciate you coming on and helping us go through them all, give short snippets of each one. So hopefully that helps everybody decide what is right for them. And remember to add in the right diet, add in the exercise, add in all, the supplements, everything that is so important. It's not just one magic bullet, right? We have to work and do these things from all the different areas with this toxic world we're in. And you focus on detoxification. I do. And yes, the answer is yes. My husband asks me all the time, do we have to detox constantly?
Yes.
The answer is yes. We are salmon swimming upstream. So take that for what it is. And I really appreciate you coming on. And thanks everyone else for joining us today. If I can help you with your health issues, you can contact me directly through the website, SaraBantaHealth.com. I'm happy to put together a protocol for you and join the free group coaching. There's no downside. It's on Telegram and the link is below. I teach you on a daily basis with tips and tools to enhance your health. And you're part of a like-minded group to support you on your health journey. In addition mission to truly taking control of your health. Join us every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time and Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. You can use coupon WELCOME10 for 10% off site-wide. Thanks again for joining us and have a great week. Thank you.
Great week, everybody.